My, that sure looks tasty. What the hell is it? It looks like a stomach or something. Check out that membrane. You don't have to wear your helmet out there.
Oh, that looks real nice.
You're treading on the fundus, a broad expanse of tissue covering the outside of the stomach. For some reason, doing so gives you the feeling of being a one-man army. After all, an army does travel on its stomach. It's alveoli, but it reminds you of spaghetti. Wow, that's some interesting-looking stuff you've got collected in the engine intake. Looks like a small collection of blood capillaries. Don't pick... It's the bundle of capillaries you appropriated from Stellar. You get... What, was that supposed to be clever? You cleverly tape the capillaries together. Nice work! You've hooked up your makeshift hose to the pump. You recognize that festering, infected crevice. As if Stellar didn't already have enough to worry about, she's got an ulcer. And it's not just an ulcer, it's puckered. It's a peptic ulcer. That's an interesting idea. Not a good one, but interesting nonetheless. A cluster of stomach acid-shy nanites is lurking near the entrance to the duodenum. They know all the cool places to hang out. The inside of Stellar's tummy is slippery, mostly because of the mucus secreted by the stomach lining, and there are a few pockmarks here and there, but when push comes to shove, this is the most beautiful stomach you've ever been in. There's just this one thing. Those little robots are the nanites sent down to aid in taking over Stellar's body. They look like guard nanites. But then, for all you know, they could be ballerina nanites. My goodness, those little guys are efficient. However, based on how they left your boots behind, you might consider some odor eaters. A feather? When, rather, if you get the chance, you'll have to quiz Stellar about her dietary habits. Dang, these look tasty. Boy, that micro Prozac she inhaled slowed her systems down to a crawl. These things haven't been touched by stomach acid yet. You acquire a candy. How odd. A bent staple. Thus far, it has resisted being dissolved by the stomach's acids, probably because of its location and Stellar's apparent lack of oral nourishment during her captivity. The acid probably hasn't risen high enough since this item found its way in here. What in the hell was she doing eating a staple anyway? Maybe it was some fad diet thing in the Galactic Inquirer. Loosely woven into the stomach lining is a piece of celery string. That stuff could be used to make steel-belted radial tires stronger. Rumor has it that it was the original inspiration for dental floss. I think I saw that on one of those James Burke shows. Interesting. The acid rises, but just not quite high enough to submerge those nanites. You acquire a candy.
I already have one.
Nice shot! That's an interesting idea. It probably... It probably seemed... This is the upper part of the esophagus. The larynx branches off from here, winding its way down to the bronchi and the lungs. Looking above, you see some sort of medical equipment blocking the way to the mouth. Looks like that's not an option for an escape route. What's the matter? Haven't you ever seen an esophagus before? These are the trachea and bronchi. That's where the lungs hook in. Excellent guess. That's an... This is the upper area of the duodenum. Matter preprocessed from the stomach enters here through the pylorus above. It has a lovely bile-colored decor, and for a very good reason. This is the area in which raw processed ingestibles are mixed with a variety of secretions for further breakdown. Ah, the old ampulla of Vater, surrounded by the sphincter of Adi. Didn't you always wonder what it looked like? The bile slick seems to be a little fresher there. This is the place where the duodenum meets the small intestine. The mixture of food, acids, bile, and enzymes move on from here and pass over the villi, where nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream. It's a fascinating place, wouldn't you say? This is the place where the duodenum meets the... It's a fascinating... This is the very bottom of our old friend, the duodenum. You can see the beginning of the jejunum. The villi start here. They increase the surface area of the small intestine a great deal, giving more area to absorb nutrients. All in all, it just looks like a French tickler turned inside out to me.
A what?
Never mind, it's not important. Since you've entered the tapeworm not partially digested, you'll probably give him heartburn. I hope you're proud of yourself. This is the cystic duct. You are quite near where the gallbladder becomes part of the bile parade. This is the cystic duct. You are quite near